Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a film review here that I watched on Netflix, by the way. It's something that I've heard much ado about for a very long time, and I've wanted to see it for so long. I just never got around to it. It's called Unfriended. It came out in 2014. God, it's been so long since this thing came out. I remember hearing like all of these people talking about this movie back in the day, and they still do, a lot of the channels that I watch. But anyway, Unfriended is a laptop horror film, which is very similar to the found footage subgenre of horror. It is a horror film, kind of a thriller, but mainly a horror, drama, whatever. And if you don't know what a laptop horror is, it pretty much takes entirely on a Skype call in this case, but pretty much is focused on the screen of a computer screen, and we watch, in this case, a group of friends talk on a phone call on Skype. And they all are responsible, apparently, for the suicide of a young girl named Laura. And it's been about a year, I think on the 1 year anniversary, and someone pops up into their group chat while they're there. They can't get rid of this person's account, they don't really know why. Some kind of computer glitch is blocking them out from that. And the person seems to be teasing them as if they're a ghost of Laura. It's very interesting. I really like that a lot. Unfriended, I've only seen like one other horror film that is a laptop horror, and that was Host. It was the first ever film I watched when I got a Shudder film or a Shudder streaming service, and I thought Host was really good. I think Unfriended is better, actually. I really love this. I thought it was fantastic. It's not perfect by any means, but for what it is, it's pretty perfect. What I look at this as, with the kind of message it's going about with bullying and how awful that is and how tragic that can typically turn out a lot of the time. It's one of those films for me, like when Unhinged, I believe is what it's called, with Russell Crowe came out, about him being kind of a maniac driving a car, chasing a chick in her car with his car. A lot of people like Red Letter Media agreed this is the film that people need to see when they're a teenager getting ready to get their license. Unfriended, to me, is what should be shown in schools, even if it is a horror film and has a very mild amount of blood, not really anything too over the top or anything super, super gory. I think everybody needs to see this film that's in high school, or even middle school for that matter, to kind of get the bullying message put across to them of how evil this is and how it can turn out to hurt you. I think it's integral, frankly. Instead of showing kids Cloverfield like a billion times like I had to see in high school, I still won't watch that film to this day because I had to watch it so many fucking times in high school. It's not even a good movie. It's okay. It's about as bland as it gets. If you were into horror, Cloverfield never really impressed you, probably. That's just me, though. Anyway, I think Unfriended, I almost said Infriended. Unfriended is something I think every single teen, adult, whatever needs to see this movie. It's really enjoyable. It's really a fun, well-made film for what their goal was to make this flick, and I like it. Again, it pretty much takes place entirely on a screen of a Skype call, as well as like an AI chat, you know, like a Facebook Messenger and all of that. It has a lot to do with that, as well as we see our main chick, Blair, jump back and forth between the Skype call and that, typing messages to her boyfriend, Mitch. And you might be surprised that I can remember the names. It's because I actually cared about the characters in this movie. I thought they were all pretty interesting. I thought the performances, for the most part, were good. They have moments where they're a little weak or a little bit, this is probably like a friend of a director or something, you know. It has its moments, but the performances for what they had to be on a Skype call, it's good. I guess you can talk about the cinematography of a Skype film. It's good, I guess, for what it is, if you want to call it that. There's not really any CGI or anything. It's really just kind of practical, on-screen types of stuff. When the effects happen with the kills, it's kind of a slasher film, by the way. With the effects, with the practical effects, they're mostly okay. I mean, like I said, the film's kind of tame in that regard. There's not a whole lot of really good kills or anything like that. They're okay. Some of them are pretty creative, but for the most part, nothing too impressive or horrifically horrifying to look at if you're a big horror fan like myself, or a big slasher fan, or a big gore fan, or anything like that. It's nothing too much, you know. Which might help the case of the film, too, for people who aren't into that kind of thing. It might be more effective, if you will, for you guys out there. But overall, I really enjoyed it. It even has a soundtrack to it. There are songs that randomly play here and there in the movie because of the possible ghost or hacker or whatever this person is that pretends to be Laura on this Skype call, the bullied girl who killed herself. Those soundtrack songs are pretty good. I thought they were fine and fitting for the movie, for the kind of tone that it wanted in certain scenes. If you can call them scenes. I guess it's technically all a one-shot movie, I guess, if you want to call it that. But anyway, when it comes to Unfriended, it's a powerful film. I think it's really enjoyable for the most part, and I think it's clever a lot of the time. Surprisingly clever for what this was, and surprisingly subtle for what it was too, which is good. I wish we had more movies like this, if I'm being honest with you. Anyway, when it comes to Unfriended, I haven't seen Dark Web, the sequel, either. That's the only sequel as far as I know. Apparently this is a Blumhouse film too, by the way, mixed with Universal, which kind of surprised me a little bit. But if I had to rate Unfriended, again, I thought it was super fun for what it was. I thought it was way above average. I didn't expect this to be as good. And like I said, in a lot of ways, I like this more than Host, as good as that was. If I had to rate this film on a 5-star basis, I would probably give Unfriended like a 4 out of 5 stars. Very good, very recommendable to anybody who wants to see it. If you had any kind of interest at all in this, if it sounded okay or intriguing, definitely check it out. I think it's worth your time. I think you'll have a good time with it. I think it's got some good moments in there, some really good, shockingly tense moments that worked really well for the kind of drama amongst the friends as they start to kind of fall apart in the movie. But overall, it's very quickly paced. It flies by super fast, really fast. The pacing is really quick. Anyway, have you seen Unfriended? Have you seen Dark Web? Do you like either of them? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. 4 out of 5 stars again. God bless. Goodbye.